Come through the sky, Christopher Daniels, Frankie Zay, collectively known as SoCal Uncensored or
SCU! This is Catch, Hook, and Shoot, the worst podcast I've ever been on. Word.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to Catch, Hook, and Shoot, the best podcast you never heard of. My name's Tom. I am your host. Today is Sunday, November the 29th, 2020. I want to thank everybody for listening, watching, and subscribing on YouTube, Podbean, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts from. And make sure you're following on social media on all platforms. You can find the show at catchhookshoot. Head to patreon.com/catchhookshoot for bonus content. ProWrestlingTees.com/catchhookshoot for all your t-shirt needs, where the Black Friday sale is still going on. So head over there, grab yourself a shirt. Check out our other web store at catchhookshoot.bigcartel.com, and you can find links to everything Catch, Hook, Shoot on our new link tree. It's linktr.ee/catchhookshoot. Find links to all the different podcasting platforms, the Pro Wrestling Tees store, the web store, all the social media, everything having to do with the show. You can find your links there at the link tree. And if you ever want to shoot me an email, it's catchhookshoot@gmail.com. So let's dive into everything going on in the world of pro wrestling this week, starting it all off like we always do with the match of the week. All right, so the match of the week this week comes from the Survivor Series last weekend, and it was the champion versus champion match, Drew McIntyre versus Roman Reigns. And pretty much went down as I predicted, didn't have a clean finish. We saw some interference from Jey Uso, some underhanded tactics by Roman. Both guys ended up looking very strong in this. Thought it told a really good story for what it was, the short build-up that it had. I think it delivered really well and was a good main event for the show. So, match of the week this week, Survivor Series, Drew McIntyre versus Roman Reigns. If you haven't seen it yet, definitely make sure you go back and check that out. So let's keep it moving along here with my top 3 highlights of the week, and that is called the 3 count. Number 1 on the 3 count this week, The Undertaker's final farewell, also from the Survivor Series last week. I saw a lot of kind of conflicting opinions about this online as far as how it was done. A lot of WWE legends coming out. We saw all of the surviving members of BSK, Bone Street Crew, which was the Undertaker's kind of clique back during the Attitude Era days. And, also saw like Jeff Hardy, Shawn Michaels, Triple H, Kevin Nash, Kane, of course, all came out to the ring to honor The Undertaker. And then actually saw an on-screen appearance from Vince McMahon, which is pretty rare these days, coming out talking about Taker's career and things like that. And then we saw, of course, the appearance of The Undertaker in character for what could be perhaps the final time. And didn't give a real long speech or anything like that. I mean, obviously that's not the Undertaker style, but basically saying it's time for the Undertaker to rest in peace. And for what it was, for what they were able to do, I mean, obviously it would have been much bigger if there was a crowd there. Just not possible, with the current state of things. But for what it was, I thought it was great. I loved it. I thought it was a great tribute to the character of The Undertaker, and as far as, people wanting more or wanting to hear the legends say something or whatever, I think Booker T said it best. Had they let all of these guys get on the mic and start talking, it would have taken away from The Undertaker's moment, and I know that's not what anybody wanted to do in this situation. And I think when it comes to actually hearing Mark Calloway talk and address his fans and things like that, that's something we're going to get when he's put into the Hall of Fame, which I'm certain is going to happen sooner rather than later. So, I think people were expecting that type of thing, to have people come out and, talk about The Undertaker and their memories with him and his time in the business and things like that, and then to see Mark Calloway come out and address the fans and everything. And so, yeah, if that's what you were expecting, you were disappointed. But, you know, you have to remember this was The Undertaker's final farewell. And for, you know, like I said, for what it was, I thought it was perfect. The entrance that he got was amazing with the big electrical coils, you know, kind of playing out his entrance music. I thought was pretty cool. So yeah, I thought it was great. The Undertaker's final farewell at Survivor Series. Second up on the 3 count, the Firefly Funhouse. The Funhouse seems to be making regular appearances here on the 3 count, but you know, every time there is a Firefly Funhouse segment on Monday Night Raw, especially since Alexa Bliss has been added to the mix, it's just been great. And you know, we saw Alexa talking about Nikki Cross, and we saw the appearance of a new character, Friendship Frog, who was quickly dispatched by Alexa. So you know, I'm loving the dynamic with The Fiend and Alexa Bliss. And third up on the 3 count, segment from AEW Dynamite between Taz and Cody Rhodes. You know, Taz basically coming out saying he wants the FTW title recognized by AEW, and Cody coming out, you know, Taz's microphone got cut off 2 or 3 times. Cody ended up coming out and had a little verbal back and forth. Cody mentioned Taz's son Hook, who is training with Cody rather than with Taz, and you know, it felt very, very real. You know, I think the term "worked shoot" would probably be appropriate for this one, and we actually saw Taz get physical for the first time in a long time, putting the Taz mission on Cody after Cody mentioned Taz's son, and we saw the Gun Club come out and, you know, make the save. Taz left the ring and left the arena with his son Hook at his side. So this is definitely something, you know, Cody and Team Taz, something that's going to progress, and I think eventually we're going to see the FTW title recognized as an actual AEW title, and you know, I'm sure there's gonna end up being a match for that belt between Brian Cage and Cody Rhodes at some point down the line, possibly at the next pay-per-view. So yeah, number 3 on the 3 count, Taz and Cody Rhodes from AEW Dynamite. I'm excited to see how this one is going to continue to play out. So let's move on to the news and rumors for the week, starting off with Monday Night Raw. We saw at the beginning of the show Adam Pearce in the ring with Team Raw from the Survivor Series team, which you know, ended up the entire team ended up surviving and just decimating the Smackdown team. So as a result of that, you know, the next challenger for the WWE Championship is going to come from Team Raw. We saw Braun Strowman attack Adam Pearce because he was the last one to be given mic time, and, you know, was introduced as quote-unquote last but not least, and Strowman apparently didn't like that, attacked Adam Pearce, and Strowman has been suspended for that. So we'll have to see how that's gonna play out. But we saw some qualifying matches for the number 1 contendership. Matt Riddle defeated Sheamus, Keith Lee defeated Bobby Lashley, and AJ Styles defeated Randy Orton with a little bit of help from the Fiend. So that's obviously a rivalry that's going to continue on, is Orton and the Fiend. So I'm very, very interested to see where that's going to go. But as a result of these qualifying matches, Riddle, Lee, and AJ will face off in a triple threat match this coming week on Raw for the number 1 contender spot. The saga of Lana continues. Lana versus Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler, and Lana and Asuka actually picked up a victory over Shayna and Nia, surprisingly enough. Now this kind of came out from Lana was the sole survivor in the women's Survivor Series match for Team Raw, and as a result of that, she ended up getting a title match against Asuka on Raw, and yeah, that match ended with interference from Nia and Shayna, which led to the tag team match where Lana and Asuka were victorious. And then we saw Alexa Bliss pick up the win over Nikki Cross in a pretty good match between these two women. And at one point, you know, it was story being told was, you know, Nikki trying to basically beat the Fiend out of Alexa Bliss, and it looked for a moment like Alexa was coming back to her senses, but it turned out she was using that to just kind of draw Nikki in, ended up hitting his sister Abigail and getting the pin. Moving on to NXT, we saw Candice LeRae defeat Ember Moon with a little bit of help from Dakota Kai and Raquel Gonzalez. Kai and Gonzalez obviously part of Team Candice for the upcoming War Games match. And Toni Storm came out, looked like she was going to help Ember Moon, and ended up going on the attack herself. So, yeah, Toni Storm has joined Candice LeRae's team for War Games. So that team now consists of Candice LeRae, Dakota Kai, Raquel Gonzalez, and Toni Storm. Pretty good team Candice has for herself. On the other side, of course, is Shotzi Blackheart. I'm assuming Ember Moon is going to be a part of that team. Who the other two members are going to be, I'm not sure. It looked at one point like Toni Storm would be a part of Shotzi's team, but apparently not. We also saw Kushida pick up a victory over Timothy Thatcher in a really good match between these two guys. Kushida wins by submission with Tommaso Ciampa at ringside. Ciampa has been kind of pushing for a fight with Timothy Thatcher, so I'm pretty sure we'll end up seeing that probably at the War Games takeover. We found out that also at War Games we're going to have a triple threat match for the North American Championship. Leon Ruff to defend against Johnny Gargano and Damian Priest, as he himself requested last week. So that should be interesting to see how that one's going to play out. Also at War Games we're going to get a strap match between Cameron Grimes and Dexter Lumis. I'm guessing this is going to be the blow-off to that rivalry, or it could continue on. Who knows? Then we again saw another appearance from Team Candice going on the attack against Rhea Ripley and Io Shirai, the NXT Women's Champion, after the title match between those two. Or I'm sorry, not a title match, but after Rhea had addressed the crowd and everything, and so could be Rhea Ripley and Io Shirai as the last two members of Shotzi Blackheart's team, which would should make for a very good matchup if that's the case. And then we also saw the return of the grizzled young veterans, having been around for a while, former NXT UK Tag Team Champions. They came out and attacked Everrise before their match could even get started. And then as Candice LeRae and Johnny Gargano and Indy Hartwell were leaving the arena, we saw in the backseat of their car another individual wearing the Ghostface costume. So some more questions about that. Who else is a part of Team Gargano here? Wondering how that's going to play out. Who's going to end up being under this particular mask? And then we saw a ladder match for the advantage in the men's War Game match between Pete Dunne and Kyle O'Reilly, and now Undisputed Era as well as Oney Lorcan and Danny Burch were watching this match from the crowd, basically, and we saw a masked man run in and interfere in the match and allow Pete Dunne to pick up the victory. So now, by all accounts, it was it was probably Pat McAfee. That's the general consensus as to who it was, but according to McAfee, he was at home in Indianapolis, wasn't in the arena. So, is there a new member of McAfee's team, or was it McAfee himself? I mean, it could have been McAfee. Who knows? Like I said, he was under a mask, but I'm sure we'll find out at some point. But as a result of that match, McAfee's team will have the man advantage for the War Games match coming up. Moving on to SmackDown, SmackDown started off with Roman Reigns kind of chastising Jey Uso for his loss at Survivor Series, as he was a member of the SmackDown men's team, which, like I said, lost in a clean sweep to Raw. And then we saw, after this, we saw Jey Uso attack Otis while Otis was on his way to the ring. Otis, of course, was part of that Survivor Series team, so Jey kind of taking his frustrations out on Otis. Bobby Roode and Dolph Ziggler picked up a win over the Street Profits. Roode and Ziggler now appear to be going after the SmackDown Tag Team titles. Sami Zayn defeated Daniel Bryan via countout, but this was also due to Jey Uso attacking Daniel Bryan backstage. And Kevin Owens actually made the save on this one and ran off Jey Uso, got in the face of Roman Reigns a little bit, so it it looks like Kevin Owens is going to be the next challenger for Roman Reigns' Universal Championship based on the way things are going. KO did pick up a victory over Jey Uso in the main event of the show, and just put a severe beating on Jey Uso after the match. Jey actually attacked KO after the match. Kevin Owens ended up getting the advantage and just beating him down with a chair and, talking to Roman Reigns through the camera the whole time. So this is, that should make for a very, very good rivalry. Bianca Belair picked up a victory over Natalya in a really good match between these two. Buddy Murphy defeated Baron Corbin with a lot of help from Rey Mysterio and Dominic in this match. So, kind of odd, that you would see so much interference and stuff on the babyface's side, but I'm sure it's leading somewhere. Corbin said he wants another match with Murphy and that he'll be prepared, so I'm assuming he may have somebody in his corner. So we'll have to see where this is going. And Billie Kay continues popping up here and there on SmackDown, giving people her headshot and her resume, and this time it was at the commentary table with Cole and Graves. So I find the stuff with Billie Kay very entertaining. I'm just hoping it leads somewhere. Is it going to lead to some type of rivalry with somebody, or because Billie Kay, since the Iconics were split up, Billie Kay really hasn't been in the ring. So we'll have to see where this is going to go. And then we saw Sasha Banks get a little bit of retribution on Carmella, attacking her backstage during a backstage promo. So, obviously that's going to be the next SmackDown Women's Championship match is Carmella versus Sasha. Some NXT UK news. The first ever NXT UK Heritage Cup was won by A-Kid with the victory over Trent Seven. And let's see, moving on to some AEW news. Hangman Page picked up a victory over John Silver from the Dark Order in a very good match between these two guys. This was a contender for match of the week. If you haven't checked that one out either, definitely go give that one a look. And at the end of this one, Evil Uno was basically trying to recruit Hangman Page into the Dark Order, which is something that's been kind of brewing for a very long time, about Hangman potentially being a part of the Dark Order. So I don't know. I don't really see Hangman joining that particular group, but it's definitely an interesting storyline that they've got going. I already talked about the confrontation with Taz and Cody. I cannot wait to see where this is going to lead to. Really, really good tag team match between TH2 and Top Flight. TH2 was victorious in that one, but Top Flight being put in a very, very strong position, right out of the gate with in the AEW tag team division. So I'm, can't wait to see where they're going to go either. Chris Jericho and Jake Hager picked up the victory over SCU. Again, we tried to have the contract signing between Jon Moxley and Kenny Omega for the title match coming up next week. Now, last week we saw Moxley attacked backstage. Don't know who attacked him. We just saw that he was left laying. He confronted Eddie Kingston this week. Kingston basically just looked him in the eye and said, it wasn't me. You know who attacked you. And as a result of that, we saw Moxley attack Kenny Omega and take him out and sign the contract. So the match for next week is official for the AEW World title between Moxley and Kenny Omega. Hikaru Shida picked up a victory over Anna Jay, successfully defended the AEW World Women's title, and after the match we saw an appearance from Abaddon, who we haven't seen on Dynamite a whole lot, but she is one of the top-ranked women in AEW, and Abaddon basically picking up the women's belt and leaving her mark on it, so to speak. We'll leave it at that. The Butcher and the Blade picked up a victory over Pac and Phoenix from the Death Triangle, and ended up with a little bit of a beatdown from Butcher, Blade, and Eddie Kingston on the Death Triangle after the match, and Lance Archer, of all people, came out to make the save. Now, Archer and Kingston have some heat from the Casino Battle Royale, where Archer and Kingston had a confrontation, so it's continuing from that. So I don't know if this is necessarily a face turn for Lance Archer, but it's just the bad blood between him and Eddie Kingston. So it appears, at least momentarily, that Archer is on the side of the Death Triangle. Some Ring of Honor news. EC3 picked up a victory over Jay Briscoe via disqualification, and saw a bit of a brawl after that match. So I'm not certain where this one's going, but EC3 and Jay Briscoe is a match that I could watch over and over again. So I'm definitely going to be keeping an eye on this one. And then Matt Taven picked up a victory over Bateman, and after this match we saw Vincent go on the attack. Vincent and Bateman, of course, partners there, and this was the build-up basically to the return of the Miracle Mike Bennett. Returned and made the save for Matt Taven. So the Kingdom looks like it's back together in Ring of Honor. So great to see Bennett back someplace where he's going to be used and used well. So I'm definitely looking forward to seeing Mike Bennett on Ring of Honor TV again. Moving on to some Impact news. Jordan Grace's partner for the Knockouts Tag Team Tournament was revealed this week, and it is Jazz, former WWE Women's Champion, former NWA Women's Champion, one of the all-time greats. So, Jordan Grace and Jazz, part of the Knockouts Tag Team Championship Tournament, and they will have their first match next week. Found out in the saga of who shot Johnny Bravo, it looks like Larry D was the one who shot Bravo during his wedding to Rosemary, and his reasoning behind that was because he was in love with Rosemary too, and Johnny Bravo basically stole his girl. So don't know if this is the end of that one or if this is going to continue, but as of right now, Larry D is the one who shot Johnny Bravo. Kiera Hogan and Tasha Steelz picked up a win over the Sea Stars to advance in the Knockouts Tag Team Tournament. Suicide, which actually turned out to be Crazy Steve under the mask, picked up a win over Rohit Raju in the Defeat Rohit Challenge. Obviously not for the X Division title, but I would say that puts Crazy Steve right into title contention. Kimber Lee picked up a victory over Killer Kelly. Now, Killer Kelly, of course, part of the Knockouts Tag Team Tournament as well, with her partner Renee Michelle. At the end of this match, we saw Susie come out to the stage and basically saying that Deonna Purrazzo and Kimber Lee hurt her friends, and that's bad, and now her friend is here, and it's going to get really bad. And then we saw Susie turn her back to the ring, and out came Su Yung. Now, obviously, Susie and Su Yung are the same person. This was done, with some good editing and stuff like that, but still very, very cool to see Susie and Su Yung kind of in the same place at the same time. So I thought it was a great spot. And then later in the show, we saw Purrazzo and Kimber Lee going to Father James Mitchell for help with their Su Yung problem, as they put it. So, this looks to be getting interesting. And then Ethan Page had his match against the hand-picked opponent by the Good Brothers, the phenomenal opponent that they spoke about last week, and it turned out to be Hornswoggle. Coming out as kind of a AJ Styles parody, which was pretty cool, and Swoggle actually picked up the win. So Ethan Page, goes down to the wee nominal Swoggle. And then we saw another appearance by Eric Young and Joe Doring putting a beatdown on Fallah Bahh and Daivari. No clear indication of where this is going, if EY is going to continue going after the World Championship, but as of right now, him and Joe Doring are just kind of beating the hell out of anybody they encounter. In this case, it was Fallah Bahh, Daivari, and also Rhino, who came down to the ring to try to help. Saw a Impact World Championship match. Rich Swann retained against Ken Shamrock in a very good match, but at the end of the match, we saw Callahan and Shamrock put a beatdown on Swann. Eddie Edwards came to the ring and caught a beatdown himself. Callahan again with the baseball bat. If you remember, it wasn't that long ago that Callahan almost ended the career of Eddie Edwards with an errant baseball bat shot that was an accident and was worked into the storyline. So it looks like they're going to renew that rivalry with Eddie and Sami Callahan. Shamrock actually went after D'Lo Brown, one of the Impact officials who came down to try to break it up. Shamrock just with a quick right hand to the face and laid D'Lo out. So, the Shamrock and Callahan kind of running roughshod, as are EY and Joe Doring. Honestly, I'd like to see those two or those four guys come face to face with each other, because that would be an interesting little confrontation with those four, or they could end up on the same side. Who knows? On some sad news, Impact related news, Jimmy Rave, former Impact star, part of the Rock and Rave connection with Lance Hoyt, now known as Lance Archer, announced his retirement from pro wrestling due to having to have his left arm amputated due to an infection that went untreated for too long. Very, very sad news. I mean, I haven't seen Jimmy Rave in the ring in some time, but back in the day of TNA, I thought Rock and Rave Infection was a cool tag team. Christy Hemme was their manager, and they were a fun team. I enjoyed them. I found them entertaining as hell. But Jimmy Rave retires after having to have his left arm amputated. Some MLW news. We had the first round of the Opera Cup this week, or two matches from the first round of the Opera Cup. Richard Holiday defeated TJP, and Filthy Tom Lawler defeated Rocky Romero. So both of them moving on to the semifinals. So that pretty much does it for news and rumors for this week. So right now I'm going to throw it over to Charlie G, and he is here with the Indie Cut.
Thank you, Tom, and hey to wrestling fans. I am Charlie G with your Indie Cut. Before we get to any wrestling action, a big shout out to our Twitch friends, DJ Antsy, Big Willie Isms, the Sheenam, Queen of the Ring, Tyler El Guapo 1396, and Yensid for their week-long Twitch streams last week, and raising $1,600 for the Center for Suicide Awareness, surpassing their goal of 1,000. So bravo to all of them and all who donated. Good job. Now to Friday, November 20th. Tokiyoshi Pro, Style of My Love, continues with another excellent show. I'm going to start off with a 2-on-3 handicap match with the Bakuretsu sisters, Nodoka Tenma and Yuki Aino, who are the champions, tag champions, defeating Runo Neko, Moko Miyamoto, and Raku. Then there was an 8-woman tag team match of Hikari Noa, Miharu Kairu, Pam Harajuku, and Yuki Kamafuku, defeating Miri Mayumi, Miyu Watanabe, Mizuki, and Nai Kakuda. Then in an interesting attraction match, it was Saki Sami with her new tag partner Mai Saint Michelle, who is Mai Segura, defeating Sina Siori and Suzumi. And there was a 5-way elimination match where Rika Tatsumi defeated Maki Ito, Miyu Yamashita, Shoka Nakajima, and Yuka Sakazaki. And then in a hour-long main event, it was supposed to be Hyper Michio's retirement match, where they did their own version of The Bachelorette, with about like 5 other women vying for her match. So the winner was Rika Tatsumi, who defeated Posel. Which Hyper accepted. So we will see if she takes any time off or when or how long, but it sounds like she's a little tired and wants to take some time off. But so we shall see how that goes. But congrats to her. Then on to the States for Pro South Wrestling from Piedmont, Alabama. In a PSW All-Out title match, champion Cameron Keese defeated Brandon Watley. In their YouTube title match, champion Robbie Vio defeated Roma Miller. And in the PSW Heavyweight title number 1 contender match, Ace Haven defeated Eric Silva and William Huckabee. There was an alternative pro wrestling show from Royston, Georgia, also on Friday. And on the New Japan Strong number 16 show, there was Russ Taylor defeating Rocky Romero, Jeff Cobb defeating J.R. Krotos, and for the IWGP United States Heavyweight title briefcase, Kenta retained against David Finlay. We go to Saturday, November 21st. And I'm tired of Westside Extreme Wrestling because they keep going and going. So this might be so I'm going to just skip them this week. Sorry, guys. It's never ending. It seems like everyone's just now getting their 2 points. There was a Wave Kabuki Cho Weekender show where they had their Regina the Wave title match where champion Nagisa Nazoki defeated Rina Shingaki. And in the Dual Shock Wave tournament, through a tag match, final match, Hibuki and Sari defeated Mio Momono and Yumi Oka, as well as Isaki Oki and Rin Kanakura. Okay. And on to Stardom. No show title, so another fine show though. It was Saya Ida defeating Raku, Gokigen Death and Riho defeating Lady C and Saya Kamatani, Azumi defeating B. Priestley and Hina, Don Demondo of Himeka, Maki and Siri defeated Odatai of Natsuka Tora, Rina and Saka Kasima, the Cosmic Angels of Mina Shirakawa, Tam Nakano and Unagi Shirakawa defeated Stars of Hanan, Mayu Iwatani, and Starlight Kid. Yeah, really good match. Then Queen's Quest of Momo Watanabe and Utami Hayashita defeated Don Demondo of Julia and Natsupoi. And that was a fantastic match. So check that out if you can. On to Dragon Gate, Gate of Evolution, Day 8. Shun Skywalker defeated Jimmy, and in an 8-man tag, Team Dragon Gate of Ben K, Dragon Dia, Koto Miyanoura, and Yamato defeated RED of Dia Inferno, Eita, HYO, and Kaito Ishida. On to All Japan Real World Tag League Day 2. Try and go through these quickly. There was a 6-man tag of Black Mensuria, Carbel Ito, and Tako Amori defeating Akira Francesco, Rising Hayato, and Tajiri. So Tajiri finally lost. In the tag league matches, it was Shuji Ishikawa and Suwama, who have 2 points now, defeating Izanagi and Sekiro Iri, who have 0 points. Abdullah Kobayashi and Daisuke Sakamoto, who have 4 points, defeating Kuma Arashi and Satoru Oshino. I guess they have 0 points. And then Jake Lee and Koji Iwamoto, who have 4 points, defeating Ryuji Sai and Yashitatsu, who have 0 points. Down to International Wrestling Australia, Relentless to return. So you guys now on the map. For the IWA Heavyweight title, champion Chris Abbott defeated Jude London. And a winner gets a title shot in a pole invitational 4-way match. Randall defeated Brad Alexander, Donnie Mako, and Jack Payne. For their Trans Tasman title contender match, Tree Hugger Lucci defeaed Sam Osborne. Up here in the States for Wrestling Against Hunger from Tulsa, Oklahoma, El Gringo Loco defeated Elijah Sparks. In their WA title match, Pastor Brett, who was champion, went against Cody Burns to a no contest. And their lightweight title hardcore match, which was vacant. Spike the Silverback defeated Cody Ocean, become new champion. There was Total Psychopathic Wrestling from Maryville, Tennessee. In a TPW heavyweight title match, champion Steve Burns defeated Elijah Proctor. Fred Yehai defeated Timmy Lou Retton. In a four-way death match, champion Nefarious Creedmoor defeated J.W. Dalton, Travis Dukes, and Tristan Ramsey. And that's pretty much there from there. Then on to MCW Pro Wrestling Bruiser Strong from Joppa, Maryland. And a MCW Rage Television three-way title match. Leo Rush defeated champion Joe Keys and Ken Dixon to become new champion. So Leo is a champion in MCW. Congrats to him. And a MCW Tag Title four-way match. Champions Deanne Epps and Tommy Seto defeated Chuck Lennox and Drolix, Angel and Fernando, and Jasper Khan and Malcolm Moses. And in an MCW heavyweight title match, champion Keiko defeated Dante Caballero. Onto Intense Wrestling Entertainment Parade of Champions from Grovetown, Georgia. For the New Age title contendership match, David Ali defeated AC Mack. And in the New Age title, champion Hunter Young defeated Tyler Culprit. In the IWE Mayhem title match, Savannah Evans defeated champion James Houston, become the champion. Now, Logan Creed actually defeated Alexander Hammerstone, so I would call that an upset. You know, I don't know who Logan Creed is. In their IWE Tag Title match, which was vacant, the Ugly Ducklings of Coach Mikey and Rob Killjoy defeated Shay McGrady and Will Demented to become new champions. And their heavyweight title steel cage match, which the title was vacant, Billy Brash defeated Sean Legacy. There was an Imagine Wrestling Volume 14 show from Altoona, Pennsylvania. H2O Pay Your Dues 2, The Hard Way, where there was a Doors, Ladders, and Chairs match where G. Raver defeated Austin Luke. On to Sunday, November 22nd. Sendai Girls Kicked Revived in a Sendai Girls Junior title match. Mei Hashizuki defeated champion Manami to become new champions. There was a Pure J show, a Pro Wrestling Magic Box first anniversary show, where Susie Suzuki defeated Yuki Mashiro. Jaguar Yokota defeated Cherry and Yusaki Oki. Sorry about that. On to Noah Pro Wrestling, Noah 20th Anniversary. The Chronicle Volume 4. Kenji Muto defeated Shuhei Taniguchi. In their GHC Junior Heavyweight titles, Hayata and Yoshinari Ogawa defeated champions Atsushi Koteji and Daisuke Harada to become the champions. And their national title match, Kano, who was champion, defeated Kaito Kiyomiya. And their tag title match, champions Kosushi Sakuraba and Tokashi Sugiura defeated Masakatsu Funaki and Omichi Marufuji. And in an outstanding match for the heavyweight title, champion Go Shiozaki defeated Kasahiko Nakajima. check that out if you can. On to New Japan Best of the World Tag League. Sorry about that. Tag League Day 6. So that was all tag leagues on Sunday. We got Sonata and Shingo Takagi with 6 points. Hiroki Goto and Yoshihashi with 4 points. Evil and Yujiro Takahashi with 6. Great Okan and Jeff Cobb now with 6. And Tamatanga and Tangaloa with 6 as well. Gotomu Chaka Pro 67 took place. Tantanboro Bori Pro Kuji 25th debut anniversary show took place. Where if you like Fire Pro returns names, this is the show for you. DDT DOU Grand Prix 2021 from Kurgan Hall took place. So there's even more tournament matches on DDT. So we'll go through a block of, Akito, who has 2 points. Hiroshima has 2 points. And Daisuke Sasaki has 2 points. In the B block, it was Makoto Oshii has 2 points. Yuki Uno, 2 points. And Tatsuya Endo with 2 points, actually defeating Jun Akiyama. That was a really good match. Big Japan Wrestling took place. Yeah, that's it. All Japan World Tag League Day 3. Abdullah Kobayashi and Daisuke Sakamoto with 6 points defeated Masato Tanaka and Tajiri, who had 2. Roji Sai and Yoshitatsu got their first 2 points. And Kuma Arashi and Yositaro Oshino have 4 points, defeating Kento Miyahara and Yuma Oagi. On to Active Advanced Pro Wrestling Grand Slam. And their openweight title, Naoto Yoshida, champion, defeated Tank Nagi. Back here in the States for Real Pro Wrestling, Chaos at the Con Electric Boogaloo took place. For their Florida Classic Cup 2020 elimination final match, Wheezy T defeated Andres Reyes, Connor McKay, Dexter Beckett, Drake Xavier, and Ruby Flyer. In the Riot Heavyweight Title No DQ 3-way match, champion Zach Moonstar defeated Bud Heavy and Romero Gonzalez. And soon thereafter, in a 20-man Rumble match, Romeo Gonzalez won that. Then up to Violence and Suffering from Westville, New Jersey. I didn't get to see a lot of this because I was on my way to see the Survivor Series. So Gabriel Sky defeated Lucky 13. Brian Cage defeated Blake Christian. That'll be a really good match. And a Doors, Ladders, and Chair match. Eli Everfly defeated Cole Radrick. Myron Reed defeated 2 Cold Scorpio. Yep, 2 Cold still going. Our buddy Brian Pillman Jr. defeated Carlito. That's not cool. In a chairs match, Calvin Tankman defeated G. Raver. JTG defeated Ricky Shane Page. Alright. And in a death match, Jimmy Lloyd defeated Judas Messias, or as you might know him as Mil Mortes. So that had to be a really good match. Then Without a Cause, Without a Crowd, number 3 took place on Twitch. So check that out if you can. Where Drake Kwan defeated James Davis. Then he went on to defeat Jason Jones. And then he went on to defeat Ryan Freeman. So I don't know why it wasn't just a 4-way match, but Drake Kwan beat them all. Then on to All-Star Pro from Bethany, Oklahoma, where there was a ASP Women's Title 2-way match. where Skylar Slice defeated champion Erica and Nova Phoenix to become new champion. Down to International Wrestling Revolution Group from Mexico. For their Intercontinental Lightweight Title Contendership match, Baby Extreme defeated Baby Star. And a three-way tag match, Jesse Ventura and Passion Crystal defeated Big Chico, Che, and Big Overt. And Australia, Divina, and Tiago. To Monday, November 23rd, Westside Extreme Wrestling. New Japan Best of the Super Juniors, where Taja Ishimori has 6 points. Bushi has 4. Hiromu Takahashi has 6. Sho has 4. And Master Wato has 6. Ice Ribbon's new Ice Ribbon 1082. Yokohama Ribbon 2020. Risa Sera, Siri Oni, and Tsukushi Hiraka defeated Hamoko Hoshi, Suzy Suzuki, and Tsukasa Fujimoto. All Japan Tag League Day 4. Kuma Arashi and Sotaro Oshino have 6 points. Shuzi Ishikawa and Suwama have 4. And Kento Miyahara and Yuma Aogi have 2. They defeated Masato Tanaka and Tsujiri. On to Stardom show. Not a good one as usual. Let's go with the main event. B. Priestley, Natsuka Tora, and Saki Kashima defeated Momo Watanabe, Saya Kamatani, and Utami Hayashita. Big Japan Pro Wrestling 25th Anniversary, All Best main event. So a lot of these shows, a lot of these matches were top notch. Let's go with the Strong Hearts. Oshima and Sukihiro Iri defeated Daichi Hashimoto and Yuyu Oki in a scaffold death match. That had to be interesting. Usami Kodeka and Yoko Miyamoto defeated Minoru Fujita. With Minoru Fujita defeated Crazy Lovers of Masashi Tokeda, Takuma Sakamoto, and Drew Parker. Sorry about that. And their junior heavyweight title, champion Tatsuhiko Yoshino defeated Andy Wu. And their tag title, Fuminaro Abe and Takuya Nomiro, I'll get those straight eventually, who are champions, defeated El Lindemann and T-Hawk. And that was a really good match. In a big bunkhouse death match, Jaki Doku Namazawa and Jun Kasai defeated Raiju Ito and Yuki Ishikawa. And for the strong heavyweight title, champion Yuji Okabayashi defeated Daisuke Sakamoto. Back here in the States, Championship Wrestling from Hollywood show was shown, $4.95. In their UWN television title match, Levi Shapiro, who's champion, defeated Dan Joseph. And in a tag title contendership match, Danny Rivera and Papo Esco defeated Eddie Pearl and Ricky Gibson, along as Adriel Noxus and Sketch, and Max Caster and VSK. So they had to be taped before they went down to AEW. On to Tuesday, November 24th, Westside Extreme Wrestling, New Japan World Tag League. Bad Luck Fale and Chase Owen got 2 points. Hiroshi Tanahashi and Tei Hanari got 2 points. Tomohiro Ishii and Toriano got 4. Taichi and Zack Sabre Jr. have 6. And Sonata and Shingo Takagi have 8. Actress Girls took place from Kurgan Hall. They had a tag team title tournament, first round matches. I'm tired of tournaments, so enough for them. Up to the States, and Northeast Wrestling Studio Wars number 3 took place from Connecticut. New South Action Class number 11 from Hanseyville, Alabama, where Brett Eisen defeated Chris Crunk. Ohio Valley Wrestling TV 11-11, where there's a 10-man elimination tag match of Dimes, Jay Bradley, Lucius Lawrence, Tony Bizzo, and Tony Gunn defeated AJ Daniels, Ashton Cove, Brian Pillman Jr., Isaiah Broner, and Omar Amir. Then to United Wrestling Network Primetime Live number 11. Fred Rosser defeated Sean Devari in a fantastic match. Leo Rush defeated Adrian Quest. That was also good. And further, Wrestling from Hollywood Heritage title, champion Ray Rosas defeated Tito Escondido. To Wednesday, November 25th, West Side Extreme Wrestling, Day 27. New Japan Super Juniors, Hiromu Tanahashi with 8 points, Master Wato with 8 points, Bushi with 6, Tachi Ishimori with 8, and El Desperado got 6. Ice Ribbons Peace Party 61 took place. Goto Move Chaka Pro 68 took place. Limitless the Road Season 2 number 6. Yeah, that took place. And then IWTV The Masked Wrestler number 7. The final day of the Masked Wrestlers. So it was Genki, who I have an idea who it is now, defeated Wildcat, who turned out to be Wheeler Yuta. He was not happy about that at all, as he beat up Genki after the match when he got his trophy. So I don't know when Genki takes on Warhorse for his IWTV championship, if it's this Wednesday or later down the road. We'll let you know. On to Thursday, November 26th, that's Action Wrestling, Day 28. DDT Ganbare Pro Magician's Red 2020 for the Independent World Junior Heavyweight title. Asuka, who's champion, defeated Mocha Haruhai. Then for Tokiyoshi Pro, still wrestling out of my mind. In the main event, it was Miya Watanabe, Tam Harajuku, and Rika Tatsumi defeating Mizuki, Yuki Sakazaki, and Raku. That was a fine show as well. Friday was at Extreme Wrestling Day 29. Seedling Shinkiba Night for the Seedling Beyond the Sea Tag Title match. Sari and Yoshiko defeated champions Arashi Nakajima and Takasa Fujimoto to become new champions. So I guess Sari is still not headed to WWE after all. DDT, DOU, Grand Prix, and Naramishu. This is a pretty good show as well. In their Block A matches is Mao got 2 points. Katsada Haguchi 2 points. And Soma Takao got 2 points in Block B. Block B also was Tatsuya Endo with 4. Back to Block A. Yuko Sakaguchi got 4 points, defeating Chris Brooks. And then Kanasako Takashita got 2 points against Akito, who had 4. In a very long, boring, tiresome match. So if you don't want to check that out, don't. It was just too... I'm sorry, it was just a long match and just told for all this. Okay, enough for that. But it was still a nice show, nonetheless. Then on to Synergy Pro Wrestling, Black Friday, here in the States from Paulsboro, New Jersey. KTB defeated Falaba. And the best of the lightweight heavyweight 6-way match, KC Navarro defeated Anthony Gaines. Cheeseburger made an appearance finally. Deshaun Pratt, Matt Vertigo, and Steve Scott. In a Synergy title number 1 contendership match, Jordan Oliver defeated Ace Austin. That was really good. Synergy title match, Brandon Kirk, who's champion, defeated Eric Corvas. Matt McIntosh defeated Nicholas K. And in a Synergy Cruiserweight Crown title street fight match, Casey Catal defeated champion TJ Crawford to get the crown back. Then on to Saturday, November 28th, earlier today, there was a Tokiyoshi Pro Fall Tour match being shown. I did not look it up because I want to watch it. Stardom also had a show. Gotta Move Chaka Pro 69 took place, as well as a Dragon Gate show, which I started to watch, but I don't know who is who. And there was no details of the show just yet. So we'll go to New Japan Super Juniors. Tag League, Day 10, where Tomohiro Ishii and Toru Yano got 8 points. Balak Fale and Chase Owens got 4. Taichi and Zack Sabre Jr. have 8. David Finlay and Juice Robinson got 6. And Hiroki Goto and Yoshihashi also got 6. Ice Ribbon, New Ice Ribbon 1083 took place. DDT DOU Grand Prix 2021 in Nermoshu as well. We'll go with Block A with Yuko Sakaguchi, got 4 points. Chris Brooks got 4 points. Hiroshima got 6 points. Block B matches are Soma Taiko got 4 points. Jun Yakiyama got 2 points. And Kasasari Higuchi and Tatsuya Endo went to a double KO. So Higuchi has 3 and Endo has 5. Now for a late update on my favorite DDT title, the Iron Man Heavy Metal Weight Championship. At last I talked about, Dean Malenko submitted both Joey Janela and Sammy Guevara for the DDT and REW Pakistan 24/7 titles on August 13th. So we head to October 7th. Yeah, I'm a little behind on this. Where Orange Cassidy pinned a napping Dean Malenko. Then on October 28th, Joey Janela pinned a sleeping Orange Cassidy doll. And to take over the championships. After a AEW dark match on November 11th, Janela gave the titles to Jungle Boy, who had pinned him earlier in the night. But before Jungle Boy could say thank you, Marco Stunt schoolboyed his best friend to win the titles. As Marco was running away in celebration, a door slams him in the face, knocking him out, allowing none other than Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, the door opener, to win both titles. So your favorite Dennis and mine, Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, is your new and reigning DDT Iron Man Heavy Metal Weight Champion. So congrats to her. Check out Janela's Twitch or DDT English Twitters for those updates if you want to follow along. Or Sammy Guevara's vlog. That's how I found out about the Orange Cassidy winning the title. Sorry for the long indie cut. That's a wrap for me. Till next time with any indie news or shows that come about. Oh, Triple Mania's December 12th. So stay tuned for that. Not sure if it'll still take place due to the corona still going around. Don't forget to look up all those Twitch streams and all those cool supporters for a good cause. YouTube channels for other wrestling content. Thank you for watching or listening. Hope you enjoyed the long cut. Sorry so long again. Keep safe, take care, and be kind, everyone. Back to you, Tom.
All right, thank you, Charlie. So let's keep it rolling right along here. Let's get into what's become one of my favorite parts of the shows, where I get to play kind of armchair promoter here, and we are continuing with the CHS Faction Tournament, and I am talking about the Fantasy Booker. right, so continuing the second round of the CHS faction tournament this week, we have got the Elite taking on the Dangerous Alliance. Now, of course, the Elite, consisting of the Young Bucks, Kenny Omega, Hangman Page, Cody Rhodes, and Marty Scurll, and the Dangerous Alliance is Steve Austin, Bobby Eaton, Arn Anderson, Larry Zbyszko, and Rick Rude. And I've talked up the Dangerous Alliance for a long time. Could have been one of the greatest, most dominant factions just based on the level of talent alone, plus Paul Heyman leading them. But they never quite got out from under the shadow of the Four Horsemen in WCW. The Horsemen had pretty much disbanded. Ric Flair was in WWE when the Dangerous Alliance came along. And the fans wanted the Horsemen. Now, had the Dangerous Alliance formed in opposition to the Four Horsemen, I think they would have been much bigger. I think there would have been a fantastic rivalry. You may not have seen Arn Anderson in the Dangerous Alliance, or maybe you would. That would have been interesting to have Arn kind of turn against the Horsemen. But it just never came to fruition. I don't think the Dangerous Alliance ever got to their full potential, and that's through no fault of their own. Like I said, so just the level of talent in that faction is ridiculous. And as far as the Elite, the Elite started off as kind of a subgroup of the Bullet Club and kind of took on a life of its own. And obviously the Elite is what spawned AEW. And so in this case, I've got to give the edge to the Elite. So the Elite moving on to the next round of the CHS faction tournament. Some people may not like that. Some people aren't. Mostly WWE, hardcore WWE fans aren't real big on the Elite, and they'd probably string me up from a lamppost for saying that the Elite should go over on the Dangerous Alliance. But hey, you know what? It is what it is. Like I said, the Dangerous Alliance never was able to get to their full potential, and again, through no fault of their own. I'm not saying that they, did something wrong or didn't do enough. It's just they never got out from under that shadow of the Horsemen, where in the Elite's case, they definitely got out from the shadow of the Bullet Club, and I dare say got bigger than the Bullet Club. So, the Elite moving on to the next round of the CHS faction tournament. So that's going to do it for this week. Again, I don't have a weekly hot take. I just haven't had any hot takes the last couple of weeks. So it is what it is. But make sure you tune in next week. I will have my preview and predictions for NXT TakeOver War Games. It looks like it's shaping up to be a great pay-per-view, which the NXT takeovers always are. I mean, I've never seen a bad takeover, and I don't think this is going to be any exception to that. So make sure you check out the show next week for my preview and predictions for NXT War Games. And again, want to thank everybody for watching, listening, and subscribing on YouTube, Podbean, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts from. Make sure you're following on social media on all platforms. You can find the show at catchhookshoot. Patreon.com/catchhookshoot for bonus content. ProWrestlingTees.com/catchhookshoot for t-shirts, where the Black Friday sale is still going on. Get up to 40% off on merchandise, or if you're getting a CHS shirt, you get 20% off. So definitely head over there, pick one up. Check out our other web store, catchhookshoot.bigcartel.com, and you can find links to everything Catch Hook Shoot at linktree/catchhookshoot. And if you ever want to shoot me an email, it's catchhookshoot@gmail.com. So with that, I am going to sign off. Hope all of my friends in the U.S. had a great Thanksgiving this past week. Hope everybody's having a good weekend and has a great week coming up. Enjoy all the great wrestling that's going to be coming up this week, and I will talk to you guys soon.